Yeah, I've been on the coaching staff the past 2 years, working with the offense, and just promoted to head coach.
Gotcha. Make sure we're hip, everything's working. All right, Coach. You replace a guy that was here for 3 years, started to build up the program a little bit. What have you learned over that time that you think you can, keep here, but also improve on, kind of get this team over that 500 mark?
Well, fortunately, I coached with Coach Royer for many years, and he laid the ground rules out, and we were just going to follow them guidelines. And working with him for so many years, he kind of taught me what I needed to learn, and I'm just going to carry that on throughout the season.
So what are some of those things? When you lose so many two-way players, you almost have to teach. It's just starting fresh all over again. What are you trying to implement to get those guys up to game speed so quickly?
Well, fortunately, we got some underclassmen that have played varsity ball for quite a while, and we're counting on those guys to teach the underclassmen the ins and outs and what to do. Basically, the same offense that we've been running, is kind of repetition for them. So following them same guidelines that are laid out for us, they're doing a heck of a job. And hopefully with my experience and the kids helping out, we'll have a good season. And basically just, it's Prairie Heights football. It's run football. Power football. That's what we're going to do.
I know you have a couple of returners. You have Caston, you have Dave Rodriguez. It's not every team gets a guy who comes in as a senior who played a little bit then stopped. So he's going to be fresh. Who are we going to really notice this season?
Even though Jacob Heller took a year off, he's an athlete. By far, he's an athlete. Caston Everidge is going to be tough. David Rodriguez is going to be tough, and it's hard to replace a Joe Barry, a Bobby Bloom, Kyler West. But fortunately, these guys are giving it their all. I expect big things from them, so we'll see what happens during the year.
How important is it to you to try to, change history and rewrite the books, getting back over to 500, maybe an NECC title, during your coaching reign?
Well, I think it's any coach's goal to start a dynasty somewhere, and being this is my first year here, I'd love to start a dynasty, and it's very important. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, teaching fundamentals of football, getting the kids to come out and play and having a good time. And hopefully, if they do execute well on Friday nights, we'll come out of here with quite a few wins.
Yeah, we know who, always we see at the top of the standings. And we got a new team this year. You guys face them in week 1. How can you guys really shake that up to say, hey, this is a program we have to – other teams can't really just look over?
Well, starting off with Garrett, first game of the season, it's a perennial powerhouse like a Lakeland or a Cherubusco. If the kids work hard, they play to their potential, they do everything right, we'll be competitive. We'll be competitive, and maybe we could squeak out of there with the win.
And what about, too, just playing, with the conference play, you got schools of all sizes. You got Angola just down the street, who's basically the big dog. Garrett's a bigger, too. How big is it to try to be some of those bigger schools just to say, look, we've got the kids and we know how to do it, but I guess really we just need the kids out there to do it? Yeah,
it's real big. If you are winning and having a good time doing it and learning football, fundamentals and all that, it's real big for the kids. As long as you win and they continue on that same track, I don't see anything that could go wrong with that. We'll just keep building up, and hopefully every Friday night, if nothing else, we'll be competitive with Garrett or a Busco or a Lakeland or anybody. So I'm just preparing them to come out and be competitive most of all.
How many seniors do you guys got this year?
I've got 8.